Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. Here's today's question. Rakesh, I love my job, but off late I'm feeling demotivated. How do I get my mojo back? I understand the question. I don't understand the word mojo. I was in the corporate world. I understand that feeling. सुबह उठ के कि अरे यार office जाना है. I love the office. I love the company. I love whatever I'm doing there. But something is missing, and that could cause demotivation. And that feeling can sometimes be very detrimental to our productivity and our careers. And I want to make sure I don't address this question of finding passions and callings and meaningful career here. I think I want to focus on the question you asked. You love your job. You're not going to leave it. But कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो रहा है वहां पे मतलब demotivation आ रहा है मजा नहीं आ रहा है. So let's focus only on that. कि you have decided that this is the job I want to pursue, but I want to make it more interesting and bring my mojo back. So I read a lot about this topic because I went through a lot of discovery process on careers myself. I wrote a book called Plunge. I have a podcast called Plunge. Now, leaving that aside, I think I discovered some very simple theories that explain why certain employees feel motivated and why certain employees feel demotivated in a job. And the summary of all those amazing books and lectures that I saw was that there are four balancing equations. If you manage to balance these four equations, I think your motivation levels are going to be okay. But if you are unable to do so, you'll get this feeling कि यार कुछ गड़बड़ है. I'm not motivated to do this job. So I'm going to give you these four balancing equations. Let's go through them one by one, and then we'll figure out some tips and techniques that you could use to bring your mojo back. Here is the balancing equation number one, and they're very, very simple. Equation number one, efforts versus rewards. If you are putting lot of effort and if the reward is not good, you'll get demotivated. So there has to be a balance between effort and reward. And this is very, very common in many companies कि काम बहुत करवाओगे लेकिन पैसे नहीं दोगे, appreciation नहीं दोगे, respect नहीं दोगे, you won't make the people feel needed in the job. I think people will get demotivated. In one of my videos, I talked about the great disillusionment of Indian employees. This is the heart of that demotivation, that effort is climbing a mountain, reward is peanuts. बेचारा दुखी तो होगा और क्या होगा. And in your case, if you are putting a lot of effort, but you are feeling unrewarded, and rewards could be physical rewards, it could be stocks, money, salaries, or it could be appreciation, respect, and even feeling needed in the company. That's also a reward. So you could experience demotivation because of this one equation, that your effort versus reward equation is imbalanced. So remember that. Let's go to the second equation. Second equation is this simple equation, which is your skill utilization and the challenges the job give you. And this is a brilliant book written by a scientist and a researcher, social scientist and researcher, psychologist. The book is a Flow, very famous book. There's a TED talk. There's a lot of literature that has come out from that concept. And what this particular equation about skills utilization and challenges is that if you have certain skills and those skills are being utilized but they don't give you challenges, you don't feel challenged in that particular job, you'll feel great demotivation. So the equation is very simple. If there is a job and you are very skilled at it, you'll experience boredom. If you have a job and you have no skills to do it, you'll experience anxiety and fear. And what you have to do is find that sweet spot, that you have a job, you are perfectly equipped and skilled to do it. And when you do it, you feel great about it. And that is the flow. So see if you can find this as an imbalance in your life, that maybe you are doing a job where your skills versus the challenges of doing that job are imbalanced. And if there is an imbalance, you will feel demotivated. So that's the second balancing equation. Let's go to the third balancing equation. The third balancing equation is this: how much dependent you are on the other person and how much autonomy do you have in your work. So let's understand this using a simple example. In a corporate world, everybody is connected with each other. थोड़ा बहुत dependence तो जरूरी है because there are processes and you have to work with each other. But क्या होता है कभी कभार जब dependence is too high and the other people are not giving you feedback and your work is stuck and you feel कि यार काम ही नहीं हो रहा है, you'll get demotivated. So what you want is to bring autonomy in your work. I will follow the process, but I need my autonomy to do my work. And this is where bad bosses are terrible. They'll sit on your neck, ask for updates, so you feel constrained. This is where there are teams, they send their work over emails, and the other person is quiet for 2, 3 days. The team that does the work gets demotivated because the autonomy is very, very low. You're highly dependent on somebody else to help you move forward. You know, nobody likes to depend on others and wait for their approval. We all need autonomy. So if your demotivation is coming from this balancing equation कि यार मैं काम भी कर रहा हूं but बहुत ज्यादा डिपेंडेंस है और ऑटोनॉमी बिल्कुल कम होती जा रही है, you'll get demotivated. Many researchers feel demotivated because of this issue. Because one, the efforts and rewards are very skewed. बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है रिसर्च के लिए पर पब्लिकेशन नहीं हो पाता है. And second is the peer review process is so stifling at times that they get demotivated from both sides. Our exam systems are exactly this, that there is no autonomy for the learner. Everything is dependent on somebody and they will tell you what to do. So you get demotivated and the effort versus reward is very, very low. So this is how you start understanding your job, that if you are stifled in your job, कि यार सब कुछ approval लेना पड़ता है, you'll get demotivated. So balance the degree of freedom and dependence in your work. And the last one, my all-time favorite. This equation is often ignored in many corporates, so I'm going to talk about it. Engagement versus rejuvenation. Like many of us are in jobs, सुबह से शाम तक हम लोग काम करते रहते हैं. So we are engaged. मजा आता है. Meetings, rewards, recognitions, sometimes failures, all that we understand. But I think there has to be a balance between how much you're engaged in your job and relaxation and rejuvenation. Your job should also give you opportunities to relax and rejuvenate. And this is a big problem in many companies because सुबह से शाम तक काम चल रहा है, रेस्ट कब करोगे? Your body is giving you messages कि यार इससे ज्यादा मैं काम नहीं कर सकता. The sports industry does this very well. You work very hard in sports, but you also rest because your body needs to recuperate. Your brain needs to rest. It needs to be sharp the next day. पर अगर आप सुबह से शाम तक काम करते रहोगे, सुबह से शाम तक you will be busy in your work and you have no time to relax and rejuvenate, you will feel demotivated. So what you need to do is now look at these 4 balancing equations that I talked to you about. So let me show you all of them one by one. Equation number 1, efforts versus rewards. Equation number 2, your skill utilization versus the challenges the job give you. Equation number 3, the dependence with each other and yet the autonomy to do what you want to do. And equation number 4, engagement versus rejuvenation of a job. And if you are feeling demotivated, हो सकता है कि one of this or many of these equations are imbalanced. Maybe you are putting a lot of effort but not get rewarded. Maybe you have the right skills but the job is not giving you the appropriate challenges. Maybe you have the right dependence but you don't have the right autonomy. And maybe you are engaged but you're not rejuvenating. So start looking at your job. I think you are being given a signal from within कि boss कुछ गड़बड़ है. Listen to it. Mental wellness and physical wellness is very important for your mojo and your life. Don't burn out and then end up in a bed and look at your life and say कि यार this is not a great lifestyle that I'm living. I think you need to balance work life. And work is a very big part of our life. You can't disconnect the two. I'm not in favor of many of these big researchers and CEOs who say कि वर्क फ्रॉम 8 to 5 और उसके बाद मैं कुछ काम नहीं करता, आई थिंक झूठ बोल रहे हैं वो लोग. आई एम अ CEO. आई एम वर्किंग pretty much throughout the day, but I'm also balancing and taking time to rest because I know that if I do not rejuvenate, the next day will be horrible and it will impact my team and my work. If I'm not feeling challenged enough in my job, I will be a bad person. If I'm not getting rewarded for my efforts, I will not feel motivated. And finally, if I'm always dependent on approvals and I do not have the autonomy, I'll feel demotivated. So I created a space for myself, and I think there is nothing called work life balance. It is one portion. But in that, you can carve out this job for yourself where you balance everything. And it becomes a very nice picture that you can enjoy and live it. So once you write down all these things and then put a balancing equation, I think you'll get the answer very quickly. I also want you to know that burnout is very real. It is getting very common in today's world. I request you to rest a little bit. Perhaps take few days off. Think about this and sit down with a piece of paper and see what's going wrong. And this break could be the thing you wanted. And then you'll come back with your mojo, you'll do a great job. And please do this more often. Your life is a machine that needs care as well. उसको सारा टाइम फोर्थ गियर में पुश मत करो. एक दिन बर्नआउट जाएगा, इंजन फूट जाएगा. And that's the day we all regret कि यार what was the point of doing all of this when we couldn't even enjoy this lovely journey called life. So on that note, please remember these four equations. See if you can tinker around and make your work-life balance a lot more stable, and please take care of yourself. Hi there. I hope you're enjoying the videos my team and I are putting together based on the questions you send us. If you like this video, do check out the others on the channel. And also check out the courses I and my team of experts teach on communication, confidence, collaboration, curiosity, creativity, and competence on our website some.education. That's some.education. All the details are in the description box below. Last not least, please do like, share, and subscribe to our videos. They really help us. I do videos every Sunday 5 p.m. based on your questions. So keep them coming and stay tuned.